Underneath Digger Dam, across the woods I scan with my metal detector and my pointer. I search for gold deep below the earth. When it's found, I replace the turf. I mostly find what I'm looking for. Oh yes, I do.
Deep Digger Dam is back. Come on, get it.
Good morning everybody, how are you today? Day 2 of my camping stroke, exploring stroke, metal detecting trip. Ignore that, that's just an aeroplane flying over. He's been doing it for 20 minutes. I've been waiting for him to go so I could film, but he won't go away. Anyway, day 2. Had an amazing night last night. I met the owner, she came with a friend and a brother. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. She must be certified. And honest, you should see her brother. He's even worse. Complete nutcases. She has said I can explore anywhere because there were certain little huts and places I didn't want to go in yesterday because I thought, you know, it's not mine, it's theirs. She says, oh, you can look anywhere and you can film anything. So we'll be doing a bit of that. And she has, we're going to start by, I'm going to show you something. She's got a side hobby, okay? She likes to find dead animals and then she'll put them in a little box or something in the woods and just keep going back every few weeks and having a look at it decomposing. How weird is that? So I'm going to start by showing you one of these decomposed animals. Come with me. So I walked past this yesterday. It's just some plates on top of like a little wooden thing, and I didn't pay any attention to it. It's just next to a big trampoline, as you do. Anyway, Julia showed me this last night. If you take the plates off, sorry for the shaky picture, but it's morning and I'm a bit cold still. Under here is a decomposed squirrel. And she likes to come and have a look at it in between two paintings, as you do. You can, whoa, oh, I've squashed it. If it wasn't dead, it's dead now. Where are we? Let me put that there. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but that's the skull. That's some kind of bone. And down here you've got the spine and the legs. And this is a squirrel which she found. She didn't even find it in the woods. Oh no, she found it somewhere else and brought it to the woods and put it in between two paintings. What a lovely side hobby. So yeah, if you're stuck for a hobby, consider that one. I think it's a really good idea. Not. So I was in this spot yesterday and I had a signal on my metal detector. By the way, I'm using the Garrett AT Pro for this trip. As you might remember, my coil's gone on my Deus, but I think I'm getting one within the week, so fingers crossed for that. And a big thank you, by the way, for everyone who's helped me get one, so thank you. Yes, I had a signal here. It's very, very deep, very, very faint. It's not even a good signal. But this is a tree stump, a very old tree stump, so I couldn't get to it. So I just left it. But then they showed me where they found the Mesolithic bone, and it was just here. Now I know the metal, I don't think they even had metals back then, I don't know. 7,000 years ago, I don't know. But yeah, that's where they found the bone. And they've said I could dig like a little test pit, see if I can find anything else. Now, the bone was laying on the surface, and with it being a tool, so the archaeologists have said it's been shaped into a tool, it's very, very doubtful that there's any more bones here. It's probably, well, we think it might have been thrown in from this field or something because it was on the surface. I don't know, but I'm going to do a little test pit now and just see if we can find anything in here. There's no signals with the metal detector. No, there was nothing in there but a bluebell bulb, that was all. But worth a try, you know. I could have found some really historic archaeological place here, with that bone being on the surface, it was worth a look. If I hadn't have looked, no one ever will have looked. But no, never mind, moving on. That were a waste of 20 minutes, wasn't it?
Okay, it's become very, very clear that someone's metal detected this in the past, and they've done it very, very well. They've used a good machine, just left shotgun cartridges and iron, and that is all I have found. A couple of modern coins, that is it. So I might as well give up on metal detecting and just have fun. You know, I'm camping, so I'm just going to make the most of camping because I like camping. So yeah, let's just have some fun, come on. What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo? One's really heavy and the other one's a little lighter. Ho 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 ho. Oh, you're useless, you lot. You're like lemmings jumping off a cliff. Now, one thing I'm a professional at is whittling. I learnt how to whittle up on my Scotland camping trip, and I've been practising ever since, and I've become very good. So I thought I'd do a bit with you now. Got my trusty knife and a perfect stick for whittling. So here goes. Now this might take me a while, so you might want to join me in a bit, just about 10 minutes, yeah? Okay, that's about it. I don't know if you're going to know what this is. It's not one of my best efforts, I'll be honest with you. Take a look, see if you can tell what it is. It was supposed to be a cat with another little cat sat on his knee. Alright, I'm not perfect, but I'm getting there, I'm getting better as time goes on. My whittling. And don't any of you lot try to say that I didn't do this, okay? I did that.
Found a desk in the woods, and it's one of the old school desks. Even I remember these from when I was a kid, with the inkwell bit there. I never used ink, by the way. I had pens by my days, but we still had the same desks. Is there anything? Oh, there's something inside it. Okay, looks like they're collecting slugs in that jar. I don't know if I really want to look through these, because honestly, I've met the owner and there could be anything in some of them. And you've got some moss here. There's probably a dead skunk or something underneath there. Shoo, excuse me. But a very nice desk with 24-hour Du Mans 1982. There's a little trophy here. Now, I don't know what that is, if you can see that. It says DCSK's ARESPR dot. What on earth does that mean? Absolutely no idea. That's an award for something very weird. And if you're wondering what this is, guys, I used to sell these. I'm not sure which this is, but it's for insects, to attract insects. They basically live in the little tubes there.
It's getting a little bit cool, so I thought I'd make a fire. I hadn't planned on making any fires, so my tent is too close to the fire pit, really. But I had no intention of starting one, but if I just use this side and have a little small one, it'll be okay. I've got I've got everything I need here. It's fantastic.
I've got a bow saw there, and I've got wood here, so I'm going to cut all that up and we'll get started. Now, I've always found wood to be the best thing for burning, and the great thing about trees is they're actually made out of wood, so the forest is the perfect place to have a fire, as long as it's done controlled and sensibly and safely, because it is wood. I don't think there's any trees in the world which aren't made of wood. You don't even have to be picky about which tree, because they're all made out of wood. Now, one of the most important things you're going to need when you're making a fire is fire. Fires simply won't work unless you have fire. Now, you can use a lot of things. You can use magnifying glasses from the sun, you can rub sticks together. There's lots of ways of making, lots of things you can use to make a fire. Water doesn't work, whether it be tap water, rainwater, distilled water. It really doesn't, mineral water, it doesn't matter, none of them work, so try to stay away from water. What I'm going to use for this one, I've got a little pile of about 6 tampons. These are still left over from my Scotland camping trip, soaked in petroleum. I think they are, they're supposed to be, but I tried lighting one last night and it didn't work. So I've got a pile of them. I've got a little bag of silver birch, which was kindly sent to me in my little tinder box, which burns amazingly. So I'm going to just get them going, shove a few tiny little twigs on, then some slightly bigger twigs on. I bet you know where I'm going with this, don't you? And then some bigger twigs. And then I've got a pile of proper wood over there ready. So the thing I'm going to do it with is one of these. It's very important when you go camping not to use a lighter or a match, because you've got to look hard. If you use a lighter or a match, you're basically just a girl. It's not survival. But yeah, you get your spark off it, you see. So I'm going to get this going. Let's see how we get on. I'll just edit that bit out, they'll never notice. Okay, I've got a little spark there, so now I can put my little twigs on top. It's not burning very well. There's no petroleum on the Tampax. I must have soaked them slightly wrong. Now, you don't want to smother the fire. That's it. Just work it up like a little wigwam. There's nothing better than a fire. It's so rewarding. So as you can see, the fire is now burning beautifully. I'm going to make a little bit of food. Just something quick and easy. I was very kindly bought this yesterday from a Yorkshireman. You can tell he's a Yorkshireman because it cost him 5 pence. It used to be 70 pence, then it was 45 pence, and it's down to 5 pence. I don't know why, but basically it says there, it's white tin. That is not a white tin, I'm sorry, it's definitely not a white tin. It's cook it yourself, toast it's called. It's a bit like bread, but for making toast. So I'm going to take a bit of, I'll show you what you do. You take a bit off,
you know, a slice. If you've got a knife, use a knife. You just take a slice like that, and this is an old Aborigine twig, an old Aborigine trick. You take a stick, you put the soon-to-be toast on the end, and you put it in the fire for a few minutes, remembering to keep it turned at all times. That should be about done now. So there you have it, a beautiful slice of homemade toast. Now, I'll eat that in a moment. Lovely. Would you like to see something really weird? Something, what, you know, like nature weird? Look at this. Got a little door there, and because I've found so many weird things, I thought, I wonder what's behind that door. There might be a picture or something. There's not, but just take a look in this top corner. Look at that. And on this side, loads of wood lice just stuck in the same tiny little bit. I wonder why they're stuck to that bit and not the rest. I detest them. I can't stand wood lice. Horrible little things. But yeah, that's nature for you. Now there's a small animal hole down here. Ooh, I don't know what it's from. I've no idea. But I woke up this morning. I shouldn't have left it there anyway, but not actually inside the tent, but just inside the flap of the tent. I left half of a sandwich wrapped up in some plastic cling film. Woke up in the morning, it wasn't there. Got out and the plastic was outside, so something had been in, taken it and eaten it without me even noticing. I thought it might be a squirrel, but now I've seen that hole, it could have been something else. But what would have a hole like that? I'm pretty sure there's no rabbits around here, or badgers. I don't know. You tell me, what hole's that? Here's a nice little picture. Look at this. It's all made out of wood. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a carved wooden picture. A very nice little idea, I like that. And over here, honestly, I'm just finding new things every minute of the day. It's just brilliant. Look, two big dogs. Well, they're not that big, are they? But yeah, two dog statues. There's one there and one there. Beautiful little things. But I don't know why they're here. It's as if this is an entrance to something, but I've had a look down there and I can't see anything exciting. I've just found another of the owner's skeletons. I just saw this and I just tipped it up, just knowing there'd be something weird underneath. Look, you can see the bones, the skull there. But there's another skull there. I don't know what they're off. I don't really care what they're off. That can go back down there. Now, apart from fire, there's one more serious thing you have to think about when you're out in the wild, and that's water. Water should always be your #1 priority. Now, there's a few tips I can give you for that. Firstly, try to camp near a water source, okay? Near a stream or a river, something like that. Or, if you pass a water source on your way to camping, consider getting one of these and filling it up at the stream, at the river, and then you can boil the water once you get there. If it's your own wood, you could get a water butt. Yeah, that's another good way to do it. Another way is get some very broad leaves and a cup and put them all around there so that when it rains, the water is going to drop into the cup. It's going to be a larger surface area for the rain to fall on. Okay? And there's another method which my mother taught me when I was younger, which is similar to the cup method. But basically, what you do is it's no good being in the middle of a lot of trees. You need to find an opening in the trees, and when it starts raining, you've got to stand like this, something like this, and just keep your mouth open and stand there for a bit. Eventually you're going to get water. This works particularly well if it's really, really heavy rain. Another way, which is the method I've chose for this particular camping trip, is go to your shop on the way before you go camping and buy some water. This is called Volvic. It's a natural mineral water. It's the best thing you can get, it really is. This one works better when there's two people, really.
This place is just getting freakier and freakier every corner I turn. Now, I showed you the Diana picture, didn't I, yesterday? Here it is. The Diana Memorial. And I saw this underneath. And I thought, you know, it's an artist's box with paintbrushes in, because there's a lot of paintings around. But I noticed it said Roland Rat on the top, who is an old British TV character. Okay, so I didn't look in it. I thought it's nothing to do with me, but she says you can look at anything. So I've opened this up. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe it. I lifted that up and all these wood lice were everywhere. If there's one insect I don't like, it's wood lice. But lift this up. It's freaky. It's freaky. You're looking. Right, we've got a knife to start with. What that's all about, I don't know. You've got some astroturf. That's not real grass. But look at that. It really is Roland Rat. It's a rat. It's the skeleton of a rat. This is their hobby.
I've just been sat here having a little ponder. You know, as you do. Well, I do anyway. I like to have a ponder from time to time. And I was thinking, on coffins, why do they lock the coffins? They nail them down, don't they? They're not going anywhere. And I can't see any reason why anyone would want to get in them. If there's a reward out for a criminal, yeah, on the loose, and the criminal hands himself in, does he get the reward money? Because in theory he should. Because if you think about it, a lot more people would hand themselves in if they knew they were going to get a £50,000 reward, wouldn't they? It'd be worth going back to prison for a couple of years, knowing you've got that £50,000 when you come out. It might even be more. So, some people, they've got like £1 million reward for them, haven't they? If one man says, oh, it was an uphill battle from there, and another man says, oh, it was all downhill from there, why have they both got a problem? Surely one's better than the other, uphill or downhill. Personally, I'd like downhill. I'm not much of it. I don't really like uphills. But they can't both have a problem simply because one's downhill and one's uphill. Or is there just some people prefer walking uphill and some people prefer walking downhill? If you go to an all-girls school, okay, do they have a bathroom for boys? Because everywhere you go, it's a girls' toilet and a boys' toilet, isn't it? But they wouldn't need a boys' toilet. Same goes the other way around. You know, in a boys' school, you wouldn't need a girls' toilet. But would they have one? Do they have? I don't know. Someone out there must have gone to an all-girls or all-boys school. Tell me. I want to know the answer to that one. Right, well, that's about it. It's almost time to go. Bag packed. A little bit lighter now because there's less food in it. Tents away, all done. I'd just like to give a massive thank you to Julia and a brother and a friend for a good night the other night, and Julia especially for bringing me loads of beer and letting me have a nosy around such a wonderful little wood. It's like Alice in Wonderland, that's the only way I can describe it. Metal detecting wise, okay, it turned out to be already done. Never mind. It turned into a camping trip and I've had the most relaxing weekend of all time. It's been fantastic. So thank you very much, Julia. Love you lots. And thank you guys for sticking around and watching. And I'll catch you next time. I don't know where, I don't know when, but I'm sure we'll meet again. And it'll be a sunny day. Good night.